Alright, we should be in business here. Let me get rid of that. Now, are we? Yes, we are. It seems like it's a little bit loud, so let me reduce the volume here a little bit. Okay. Boost my volume maybe just a smidgen, just so we can get that to work. Yeah. Okay. So, here's what's going on. Last time I got off here, I left myself a readme somewhere, and I believe it was right here, because we cleared out this entire stinking island of bugs. If you missed that, don't worry about it. It took a long time. But let me get in here and find my readme, which is right there. Okay. This thing says that I need to go to Volcanus for cliff explosives only. And then a space platform foundation factory. Right, which is only 500 metal science packs. We already got that done. So we are good there. And also, the stream is struggling a bit. I imagine if I give it a second here, it'll catch back up. It usually does. It just, when it first starts up, it throws a little bit of a fit. So just bear with me here, okay? But after we get the cliff explosives, we go back to Fulgora and we set up a nice resource factory for rockets. Okay, and then I gotta combine Fulgora and Volcanus for fast rocket platform construction, which is a really cool idea. And then set up export of resources from both. Get Tesla guns for demolishers on Volcanus if needed. Right. Then go to Gleba afterwards for Biolab, set up a science and base resources there instead, and import stuff from other planets. Okay. So we got that going on. That's going to be just fine. Oh, this was already done. We don't need to do that anymore. So, taken care of. So now all we're going to do is figure out where cliff explosives are. If we can get cliff explosives here, there the stream goes. It's picking up steam. But if I can get cliff explosives, I can blow up that cliff in particular. Maybe a couple other ones. And we can actually, and that one right there. And then we can build the rest of this, because this will go away as soon as this is built. And it pretty much is built the way it is right now. So at least we got that going for us. So where are cliff explosives? Where are they at? They're being made. There's not a whole lot of them. Right now we have a whopping 2. But that is due to grenades. So why are grenades being produced so slowly? Because we don't have enough coal. Right, and we don't have enough coal because... Ooh. Well, I won't lie, that is a bit of a problem. Oh, you know, this would help. Let me move it onto this side, actually. So, we're going to go ahead and let that chew away. And I'm going to try to figure out how to get a rocket there while we do that. So this thing should just start cranking away on these, which it is very much doing. Very nice. We're going to run out of green chips because we only have like one green chip farm going right now, which is right there. But it should keep up with it good enough, because everything else should be done that eats green chips at this particular juncture. So now we have a whole bunch of electric mining rigs that are going to go up there and fix the whole coal situation, so that we actually have coal. You know, that'd be nice. Like so. Now once that happens, I should start seeing a whole bunch of coal come down this belt right here, and we should be able to use it to make grenades. Now the problem is I don't know if I ever actually set anything up with which to pick up the coal. Because otherwise this thing's not going to have any coal whatsoever. And I don't think it exists at this particular juncture. So I am going to create a box that I'm just going to stick somewhere close by the grenade thing right there. In fact, I'm just going to do it with a splitter. So we'll just put a splitter there and we'll run it over to here. And we'll just use an arm to grab that stuff and put it in there too. That way it just always has coal, because I'm going to want a bunch of cliff explosives. Let's get real. So once we get that taken care of, we'll have the cliff explosives, which then I need to get onto this rocket. And it's currently chilling out on Nauvis, because it's completely out of bullets. Go figure. So I need to figure out how I'm going to get these goodies. I need 80 cliff explosives as well. I'm just going to go ahead and add that as a requirement for it to leave. Greater than or equal to 80 rounds. and then just put an item count of ore bullets is less than 200. That way it immediately goes back to here until it has 700. It'll waste a little bit of travel, but at least that way I know that it should theoretically be safe. I said this one was going to be 400, so I'll also boot this one up to 400. That way I know it makes it back. Okay. So, in that case, what are we just need to let this thing go. Right. Now this guy's also got to get built, but unfortunately this planet is not going to be doing that anytime soon, it seems. It is making those, but we're basically out of resources 24/7 right now for whatever reason. And I cannot figure out what the holdup is for all the iron and whatnot, because it should be getting gathered pretty quickly, and that right there is the problem. Wow. There's no way for me to fix that either. So I'm not going back to that planet right now unless I absolutely have to. But I really wish I had noticed that beforehand, because that sucks. To be honest with you, there's not really a way around that unless I have Spidertrons, which is a long way off. So go figure. Anyway, at least we have one loader that is functional, and the other one will just have to get fixed later. So the rest of these are just chilling out trying to get a whole bunch of iron, which is totally cool. This guy's loaded up. All right, so it's functional, at least. It's just going to take a really long time for it to catch up on all the other goodies that it needs to catch up on. All the stuff that I used beforehand, which I'm fine with, honestly. So now the tricky bit is, do we have an iron ore? We do. So we have an iron plate and an iron ore drop there, so it doesn't particularly matter how we go about it. I just need to make it work. All right, so then we can deal with that. I'm fine with that. Honestly, it's going to take it a long time, but I think that's fine, because as soon as I get this planet running properly, we're going to have more resources than we know what to do with, so that's totally fine. Now, I say that except for steel. We won't have steel, but I can get that off Volcanus. So, okay, how do I want to play this? I can't make cliff explosives on this planet because I can't get calcite yet, specifically because I don't have this, which I need to go to Gleba for. If I go to Gleba, we can get that, my life gets a lot easier. But I have to set up these 2 science packs first. In fact, I have to set up all of these first. These ones will probably be made on Volcanus. Maybe those ones as well. And then I'll just ship everything over to, oh, I don't know, agricultural science packs, maybe. That does be interesting, because I thought I was going to make all of the science here on Fulgora, and I'm still very tempted to do it. But that's still going to be a temporary thing, because I'm going to make the science wherever the resources are, and then ship it to Gleba, so that I can make all my science on Gleba. Or use all my science on Gleba, I should say. But, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to sort that out. For right now, what I'm going to try to do is get into these dudes. How many do we got? I only need like 8. Okay, good enough. Now, how many bullets do you have? We've got 168 bullets. The question is do you think that's enough? Well, that is the kicker. Also, why is this completely upside down? Pick that thing up and put it back down. There we go. How long was that a problem? Because we have effectively doubled the amount of iron we can now produce, which is quite outstanding, if I do say so myself. So this guy's full up, I'm assuming? Yes. So we are good there. No, that's going to give me a ton of bullets real quick. Pretty much as fast as it can make them. In fact, that's making him fast enough now that I'm pretty confident this thing is, in fact, going to make it just fine. So, let me send it over here to Volcanus. I'm just going to trust that it's going to make it. Because we'll watch the bullet count here as it goes for a little bit. Let me move this up here so we can actually see the things getting shot. Well, we watch the inventory space on that a little bit. I'll just shove it over here in the corner. So we're going up right now. Ooh, ooh. Maybe not quite. We are going down pretty rapidly with how many bullets we actually have. So it is absolutely not going to keep up. But it will make it quite a ways before it has to slow down or even stop. Okay, so I get a little bit of bullet damage. We might be able to swing something here. Like, we're throwing away asteroids faster than we can use them right now. There's also another thing that's happening, which is pretty interesting. Normally that doesn't happen in these kind of rockets, but this one's so efficient at grabbing all these things that it just does it anyway. So, this is, I think, actually going to make it. It's going to be pretty close. We ran out of ammo. Okay, well, that one ran out of ammunition, but whatever. It's totally fine. I think it's going to make it there. Barely. But, to be honest with you, I don't have a lot of faith in it. I think I'm going to tell it to pause thrust for a second and just let it catch up with a little bit of bullets. I mean, it's still going to drift towards Volcanus, as you can see there. But other than that, it should be all right. Now, this one over here, that's normal. That is what it is. So, let's see here. Okay. Do I have any ammunition, or is it still running behind? It still is running behind, but I think it's going to catch up. As long as I let it drift into there, it'll be totally fine. And then it'll start requesting the science, which it probably won't get, and the cliff explosives, which it should at least get some of. And I only need a few. That's the real trick here. I'll have at least 20, which is enough if I use them sparingly. So let me get back up into here and see how this is doing. We'll get that out of here. We got 16 bullets. 18 bullets. Okay, give this thing a little nudge. Get it moving here again. All right, now we'll just pause the thrust. It'll coast into the shore. Hit it again, just a wee little bit. There we go. Now it'll stop right here. Perfect. So now it's going to start requesting all of these materials, which is nice. There's only 16 on the way. How many fit in a rocket? 20. Okay, so we just launched some stuff to make some rockets. That thing is going to give me cliff explosives. Okay, this is starting to chain. It's getting there. And you notice that this thing is now flying through asteroid chips, so we are good. Perfect. Great. So now we got weapon shooting speed, which is very nice. We're about to get some better cold liquefaction stuff, which I don't think I'm going to actually be able to research, but I'll let it go anyway. We'll see how it happens. I'm going to include that just as a niceness later. So, I don't think this is going to work. Right now it actually is working somehow. So I'm just going to let it do its thing. I'm assuming that's because we had some left over from before, but there's probably only like 5 of them running, if that. It's down to 4 now. Okay, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be 0. So drag that all the way over there, and we'll just let these other ones do their work while we're waiting around. It'll be fine. So once we get 1 stack of those, I think I'll call it good here. Maybe. If I can get a grenade going. A singular grenade would be wonderful. In fact, I'm going to add that right into this line over here. I might as well just remake this thing, if I'm being real with you. I should just put it like right here. Like this. And then just grab both the things that you need to make grenades, boss. There you go. So we'll make that happen. Okay, so we got it. Then that will go to there. Now we have grenades, and we can make it through. Okay, then we have that. Then we wait for that to show up. And how many bullets do I have? Not quite enough to make it back to Fulgora. I'll need probably at least 400 bullets to do that. But it is cranking through bullets. We at least have a lot of bullets. And now we have officially secured cliff explosives. So now let me go into my inventory and see if I am requesting those. I am. I do not have the, I do not have, where's the cargo landing pad? I do not have that thing made. So I'll tell you what, give me some of those. And I don't have any steel, but I only need 20 and some low density structure. Let me get some low density structure going on here. Where is it? Gone. Reduced to atoms. They have already managed to recycle or use all of it. It's kind of wild. I'm not gonna because they've been using it to make rockets. Well, that blows. I'm gonna have to run all the way over to the other place to pick all that crap up, and I really don't want to do that. I'd rather use the resources that I have here. To the point that what I think I'm going to try to do is just scoop up a whole bunch of this stuff. Something like this right here. And just start crafting it right out of my inventory if I can figure out which tab it's on. I know I can do this out of my inventory. There it is. We're just going to do that until I have the resources with which I need to create the cargo landing pad. Except for the concrete. Forget that. I have a ridiculous amount of concrete. There you go. So the cargo landing pad only takes like 10 of these, by the way, so I can dump all of them except 10 of them. There you go. Now we have that going on. And what that's going to allow me to do, once I get enough steel, I'd also just realized I thought I needed a low density structure for this, but evidently I do not. I was looking at that one by mistake, okay. So just give me enough steel out of the 25 of them there that I need to go pop this down up top, and then I'll be a happy man. So, in the meantime, this guy has over 200 bullets. It is slowly catching up, which is a great sign. It means the thing is actually sustainable while sitting still now, which means it shouldn't have any more problems in the future. It'll just start running by itself. So, in that case, how's my inventory doing? We got 10 out of the 25 of them. Out of the last 600 recycles or something, or the last 400, we got 10 pieces of steel. So, you know, the chances are not fantastic, if I'm being completely honest with you, to get steel. So I may have to make a steel factory somewhere. But that is a problem for later me. Because I have to get all these regular resources first, which is going to go literally right here. So, once we get all of that built, this thing will effectively be a big version of that little thing that I keep grabbing items out of right there. I'm going to just see if there's a way that once it gets to the end of this, I can basically have it set up to where it also goes into a bus or something. It wouldn't be that hard. Like, I just put a bunch of filters out through there and put it into a bus, and then everything that can't go into the bus just goes back into here and gets recycled. So, same basic principle, except it'll be like something that looks like this. You get the idea. And it'll be like a whole bunch of right filters with items in it that, I don't know, concrete. Like, you get the idea, and this one will be something different, like iron plates or something. And it'll just filter them all out into lines, and then that way, whatever I need to make that's general stuff on the planet, I can just send it down the bus. And it'd be good for things like science. So, I don't know, I think I'm okay with doing it like that. I would rather right now have a mall set up so that I can build a mall over here somewhere that allows me to make a ton of items that I'm constantly going to need. Basically what this thing is doing right here, except I'm going to move it right over there. In fact, I'll probably copy paste that thing when it first happens. Now, this bit here, we're almost there on the amount of bullets it's going to need to get them here. So now what I need to plan out is this. Now, how am I going to get that in there, right? Because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4... Oh, wait a minute. No, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I need to build the rest of them. Do I already have a blueprint for that in the Fulgora book? I do. But I'm going to redo it. Deliberately, because I know I made some changes to this thing. Give me a 4-lane recycler. 4-lane sorted recycler. Okay. Snap to grid relative. That is exactly what that thing is supposed to look like. It's missing conveyor belts, though. I didn't quite get all of it. Okay, then that can go away. This is then tileable. And this is the 4-lane sorted recycler. Step to grid relative. Why is it skinny like this? Let's see if that worked. Put that there, paste the description back in, save the blueprint, and see what it looks like when I put it behind this one. Okay, that seems to work. So then just boom, boom, and the last one's not going to fit. So just go ahead and go up and in. Now what that's going to let me do is effectively make sure this thing never jams and that I always have the resources with which I need to use. Very nice. Go ahead and get rid of this. Do I have the steel? I am 9 short. There's 1. Give me that. 2. Okay, what is up with batteries, dude? So it's outputting batteries. Why is it not grabbing batteries? Oh. There we go. Now it'll start grabbing batteries and all that. Very cool. Scoop that up. I just saw some steel somewhere in there. I need 1 piece of steel, which I see right there. Oh, never mind. I need 5 more. I thought I only needed 20. So there's 2 of them. Does anybody see any steel? I see it. Okay. This is now mine. You can have everything else that I just picked up. Thank you very much. And to fix that problem, I'm actually just going to create a dump belt. Something like this. Okay. There we have it. Now it'll just start loading all that back onto there, and it'll handle it as it sees fit. Now, that thing is coming with me. Can I get out of here? No. Alright, well done I go then. Now I'm just going to go pop this down up here somewhere. Somewhere that I can actually use it. So I think I'm probably, for now, I'll put it over here for now. That way I have resources for it. Put it right there. Looks good to me. Now, what we're going to try to do... What in the world? Oh. Why do I have 40 of them? And I've got almost the right amount of bullets. So just turn this dude on and let her eat. It'll head on to this planet. And then once it has enough bullets, it'll go on to Fulgora and stuff like that. Once it gets here. Now this thing is going to permanently request that it has at least 20 of those things right there. 20 cliff explosives. That's what we want to see. So it'll start bringing me other resources later, but for now, that is what I need. So we shall make it happen. Now, also, I totally forgot that there's no power poles. That's a bit of a problem. We'll readily admit it. Just about had to sneeze there. What in the... Oh, it goes here? How strange. Totally not, though, right? It's got to go there. It's the only place that fits. There we go. Now this one's got to be put into the same exact spot. Which means this has to go underground from here to there. And that has to go underground to there. There we go. Oh, there's cliffs in the way. Well, at least it's mostly built now. It will eventually be entirely built and will be just fine. Also, I just realized I'm going to have to put a connection to the amount of things on the bus line right there. I'm going to have to go across all of those every single time. So that's going to look a little messy, but that's fine by me. How many bullets do you got? Enough to make it there. That'll work just fine. Scoop that guy up. So we got that taken care of. scrap's going to get dropped out of there. I do need to hook that up. If I run it down through here, maybe? That'll be the first two. I'll splitter it. Oh, I forgot. I need to make this thing a 4-wide belt, too. I've got to do this before I forget. This thing is designed entirely to do this right here. Also, can you just please get rid of those? That'd be wonderful. Thank you. So the reason I need to do this is because I want to make sure that this bus is always full. And if I only have 2 lines, especially when there's the slow belts like this, I highly doubt that's ever actually going to happen. So now I get to basically run down through here and do this. You know, we get the idea. Get rid of that. And everything from that should be powered with the big ones. The really big poles, which apparently I'm going to use a lot, so I'm just going to go ahead and put them there. Okay, run this over across the way. Unfortunately, I can't see a way that I'm going to be able to power all the ones in the middle as well. How did I do that before? I could barely reach it with one of these power poles. Huh. So it seems to be that a few are going to have to be placed within it. But it's only going to block like 2 of them. So I think it's worth it in the long haul to be able to power the whole thing if I do that until I can get slightly upgraded substations. If I can do that, then we're going to be just fine. So scoot that in a little bit. Like so. Perfect. And then I can just use these regular poles. In fact, I'll use a big one like that. And what that's going to do is it'll power this entire machine from the outside, which is very nice. Now I just need to figure out how I'm going to get all the scrap in there and scoop the scrap up right here. So, how in the world am I going to swing that one? I'm betting this first one goes there, and the second one next to it goes beside it. Something like that'll work. And then this other one will just go right down across the bottom. I am going to leave a gap of 1, just in case I need underground belts to go in there later. It'll save me the headache of trying to remove this thing and put it back down. So let me scoop this up. Oops. Like so. Go down with both of them, grab this, and do the exact same thing. Well, I'm going to go down twice, because that really sucks that that rail just doesn't happen to line up like that. Excuse me. Perfect. Now, that'll be just fine. Now, here's the kicker. I need to make sure that I absolutely put down these. Very important that those go there. Same with this. Now that is actually properly set up. Where is my personal transport rocket when you need him? Well, this one I am actually going to wait for a while. I got to make sure this thing has a lot of bullets. Very important that it does. So we're actually going to have to wait for that thing to fill up. But as you can see, it's going pretty quick here. I mean, it's cranking out a bullet like every, I don't know, 1 second or so. So here in, what, 500 seconds roughly, we'll have it. Not terrible. Then it'll be on its way. So now we need to go back and look at this man. Ooh. That guy just got obliterated. Because he's flying across a zone that he is not supposed to be flying across. Is there anything I can do about that? I don't think there is. These dudes are just going to have to get blasted. But soon enough, they're not going to be going over there anyway. So that'll be fine. Let me just scoot over here so these guys can get some easier. Scrap is there as well. Okay, we got enough scrap right here to make it totally worth it. So, here is, wow. Wow. They are really loading me up with it, holding me more here. But don't worry, that's not going to last. It will very much be used. So what's the gig here? Why are we only grabbing... Oh, it's full. This is a bad placement for this. I should have put it up here. So let me move it. I'll actually just put it right there. And I'll just dump it in there like a side chute. Just scrapping all this good stuff. Pick that back up. Okay, now I'm hoping this thing actually manages to make it through. It will act like it's jammed up for a little while, but I think that problem will eventually resolve itself. If not, I can always just do this. It's clearly not being scooped up. So I can just dump it back in here anyway. Oh, give me those. Not my motors. I want those back. There we go. Now this thing should be just fine. It'll start catching back up. Cool. Now, are you about ready, dude? Oh yeah, it's cooking. I'll tell you what, pal. You go ahead and go to there. And we will be happy campers. And just to make sure you drop that, we're going to go put those directly into your drop slots so that as soon as you make it all the way over here to Fulgora, you'll be fine. I am going to have to watch this rocket. It may have a tendency to take off without any bullets in it. Okay. I like that. It's a safety feature. Now what that does is if it falls below 400 from the top end, it won't take off. But if it's below it, it'll wait until it has enough before it goes. Otherwise, it just takes off if it has a ridiculous number of bullets. So, we are doing just fine. We are flying through bullets. Oh, what a snag. I act like I'm struggling for these things, and then you look down through here, and it's just... It's like, just get those out of here. Like, we need new stock. Those asteroids are stale. Oh, that's funny. Come on, man. I just want to build a factory. All you got to do is get here. Well, the good news is at least we have a ton of this being made all the time, so it can actually keep up with its amount of production that is being used for the most part. That's kind of cool. It's very efficient on fuel, because if you look at the curve, right there, if you look at the power curve, and the BEP, best efficiency point, is like right here somewhere for the amount of thrust and efficiency you get with the fluid usage, so it's somewhere in this little triangle right here. So, I don't know what I'm running at right now. Low. I'm running low is what I'm running. So I'm like down here somewhere at the moment. I got like minimum thrust. Is what it is. What are you gonna do? So, this is gonna get the Fulgora. Once it does, it'll throw those out and then be gone. It'll just banish itself. Back to the mainland. I'm actually going to pause it for a while. I want to see if it can recover once it gets here. If it can, then I don't ever have to worry about it, because it'll recover everywhere else. So let's just see if it does here as well. Or if it consistently loses bullets until it just starts taking damage. Okay, pause the thrust. Nice. Now we have those taken care of. So I can go back to here and I can run over there so that I can actually start grabbing them before they do. Let me out. Okay. I'm pretty sure I put that thing out of the way of this anyway. So let's go see. Grab that. Good stuff. Now they're going to start blowing all those up. Does this really need to go away? I guess it does. I have to waste a cliff explosive on that spot. Is what it is. Well, the good news is this is now functional. Now I just have to actually get things to it. Meaning I run down here and I blow up this cliff manually to get as much out of it as possible. Well, good enough. Now I need to figure out how I'm going to get resources off of another rock to that one. And for that reason, this place is going to stay running just until I can start up another one, and then it will go away pretty well permanently. So, I hope you like this old piece of crap right here. It is functional, but terrible. I might actually save it as a blueprint. Because, you know, why not? So, get rid of all this stuff. We don't need that. Keep those, actually. I'm going to need those. So, this could go away. All this can go away. So can that. That'll be just reserved for scrap and whatnot. I don't need that anymore. Okay, now I'm gonna call this the crappy smart factory. No, I'll just call it OG Smart Factory. I might never use that again, but at least it exists. So, OG Smart Factory, and I'm just going to give it an S or something. Is there a brain in here? Can I get a brain? A brain logo, please. No brain, eh? We're all dumb around here. I mean, I could put a skull in there, but that's kind of reserved for death, so... Well, I guess S it is. Smart Factory. There isn't any other logo that I could use for this. Anything else? Huh. Well. What are these premature versions of it? Okay, anyway. Small and roughly built, but it has heart. There you go. No, not the tiles. Create blueprint. I guess that's going in the Fulgora book. Well, there it is. That is the Smart Factory. Amazingly enough. I wish I could edit it so that I had a belt right there, but whatever. Cool. Done. Now, do I have enough stuff to make the railway work? I do. I do have enough stuff to make the railway work. Now, where are my rail lines? I have 100 of them on me at this particular juncture. I don't know where I'm making them here. Oh, right. I'm making them there. So let me just scoop up a couple of those. Now, my idea here is eventually to use this island, but I kind of need it to make more of the stuff for the railway, which is a little bit of a problem. So what I'm going to try to do is go down to... Is that one right there? That would be so nice if that was one. We go check. Oh, please be a vault, not just a big mine. I mean, I'll take a big mine, but maybe I... Oh, I already cleared this off. That's right. So this is, in fact, a scrap mine. There's not a whole lot there, but it's enough to get started. So we're going to go down like... I need a spot that could go both directions. I forgot I'm doing it like that. So we'll go from there to as far out as this will go here. Like so. Cool. Run that over to there. Now give me just a single one of those guys. Okay, that's now where that's going to go. Now the question is, can I get that to loop around while on the elevated rail system? We're going to actually try to make this kind of nice right here. Because I'm going to try to make it so that it's actually like a full belt. I don't think... ooh. Boy, would you look at that. Okay, so I guess that right there is going to have to be where this goes. Go ahead and build that. Oh, don't get blasted. Then we'll just have to run that up into there. It's going to have to be a little ugly for now, but that is what it is. Oh, I don't know if one of my bots just got obliterated right there. It didn't. It did not die, so we are good. These bots are tough. So we have that now. Now what I'm going to try to do is that's going to be the inlet. So, ow. That's going to be in, and this is going to be out. Ow. I'm going to hide here real quick before I get obliterated. Oh, and go ahead and put one of those right there. That way it can just handle that. Now, getting power here is going to be impossible, so this thing's going to have its own power grid. That's going to be how it is. So let me get this up to the top. Up to right here somewhere. How am I going to get that if I build it like that? Just get it, just leave it right there where it is, actually. I want to be able to put this as far over this direction as possible. And it still get connected. This might be a problem. Because if I go off of that top bit right there, well, let me get my railway stuff out. There's no way for me to do this cleanly, but there is a way to do it. And look at that. Okay, well, that's the plan. We're doing it. It's functional. Until I get foundation, which is a long way off, this is how we're going to have to build this. So, go ahead and let it do that. That sucks. White Science Farm's having a bad day at the moment. Now, that's going to be my... we'll sort this out. But this over here is going to be, for now, just parallel to this one. So I can build it right there. Cool. Okay. And then I'm basically going to try to hook it up to... Let me get one line right there. It sucks that that doesn't line up. Okay. So in... And... Oh. It doesn't matter. It's all one continuous circuit right now. Okay. That is now the first train system. Now I just need to make a train to get this thing to start running. So, ow. Oh, I thought it blasted me right there. It didn't. It just happened to hit the pole, like, right next to me. So let me get over yonder and see if I can find... Oh. Steel, perhaps? I'll take that. Thank you. Don't mind if I do. Yoink that. Yes, sir. I need a lot of this. I have the engines and whatnot, but I don't have any trains. So, let me see if... No! Let me see if I have a train recipe in here. So I need 30 of these. I'm taking them. They're mine. You cannot have them. Also, where's my green chip grabber? Belt. It's totally going to be a belt factory. And the reason for that is throughput, basically. Until I can actually get all the islands covered with, you know, the lightning rods so that there's not big gaps in it like that to where they can get blown up in the middle of this lake over here, then that's not really worth it. So basically it's going to be a big belt factory for now. But maybe one day it'll turn into bots because it's designed to be able to work with bots, as you can see there. Right now I'm just trying to get the first train built. I'm actually going to need a decent amount of steel to do this. I'm taking that. It's mine. Okay. I'm just yoinking steel from this guy all day long. No, it took one. They're fast. Thank you. Well, the main idea right now is, man, these guys are quick. The main idea right now is to basically run it with splitters. Give me a second here. I'll show you what I mean in a minute, but I gotta instantly yoink the steel before these guys. Wait a minute. No, I don't. Aha! What are they going to do now? Anyway, so basically the idea here is somewhere up in this mess, I'll have a big bunch of sorters. Now, this first one's going to be a real doozy because it has 4 belt lines, right? But what I'm trying to figure out if there's a way to make this work with several of them. So, like, if I just go up here so they don't actually build this, I'm do something like this with all these set to output priority right, and they all have some kind of filter, like that, for example. Now, they're all going to be a different filter. You get the idea. A bunch of different things, okay? And then we'll have just a belt bus that just goes up through there. And that's how we can make, like, general science and stuff like that work. The general things that you need to make on Fulgora. And more so than, like, a mall that takes forever to make everything. So once this gets full, it will just go back onto this part right here. So, like, that thing that I just built there will just be in this little spot right here somewhere. It'll kind of branch off to the sides. And then it'll go over around this thing to make stuff for me as it goes. When one of those lines gets completely full, as in that is my stockpile, just whatever fits on the belt, then it will automatically go over to here and start being recycled by the smart factory, which is this thing right here. That only gets rid of what it needs and it prioritizes what it needs the most the fastest. So go figure. So this is index 3 to, this is going to be index 1. That was 1, right? Yeah. And this is going to be index 0. Well, that's the thing. This thing makes it jam-proof. That's the reason I built this contraption. This is the jam-proof machine right here. So it takes care of the jamming. It do be jamming. Actually, it don't be jamming. This thing is the opposite of classic rock right here. Let me tell you what. So, give me the steel. Come on, can I please make one train? Yes, I can. I have 52. which is exactly what I need, so they can now have the rest of this. Enjoy, my ribots. Also, I need some of these, so we're going to start yoinking those. I might actually have enough iron and copper in here just to make it. I do. Very nice. So now we have one train. Exactly one. It is enough. And somehow we got some research. I'll take that. Now, let me get the Space Age train preset stuff going on here. So I need to get a parking spot for it as well, which that's going to be a little hard to do. I didn't exactly plan for parking spots. So, oh, you totally could. You could sushi belt split and do stuff like that. I did it in a way that does 4-belt method. And that's the reason it's kind of complicated. Tungsten plates train. Where is my scrap train, dude? I know it's purple. Do you see a scrap train anywhere in here? Oh, double? Do I not have a single scrap train? I guess I do not, so... Begun! Oh, wait, no, keep that one. I can't remember which way these things normally face, so that way is when it's going to face on this one. This is going to be... single. The mateless one. Now... that means this is all got to move over. Just move on over. Now, where did I put that other one? Okay. That'll work. So now what we're going to try to do... where's my... oh, I forgot to grab it. Hold on. The train blueprint. Scrap train single. Switch those two. And put this... put her there. There you go. Now it's purple. So here's a little bit of fuel for you. Where are you going, dude? Okay, I guess it's going right there. So anyway, I need to make a parking lot now, which is going to be rather expensive due to space. But we'll make something work. Where can I fit this thing? Because I remember the blueprint for this thing is massive. To the point I might want to just go over here and put it on a different island entirely. If I could do that, that would actually be ideal. Like, just make that the parking lot island or something. And put that thing in Walmart. Walmart parking lot right there. Where's it fit? So it fits on that one. It almost fits on that one. I bet you I could get that to work. And I like that because of how nicely it fits on that little island right there. So we're going to put that thing in the way of it. And then I'm going to run over there real fast and take care of that problem. I'm going to need one more train after that point. So let me tell these guys to put one of these on the steel thing so that I can actually get enough of it. Now, I'm going to hook this thing up to the other one. And once it's hooked up, I'll probably instantly make all this double wide. That's pretty much the only way I can go about this. So let me get over here real quick. And I like that it's so close by as well. That's going to help me out in the future. Boy, I am slow. Wait. Call them ball back while the lightning storm's doing its thing. And I'm just gonna... It does work. Tight fit, but it does work. So then this one doesn't matter. It can just stay up above. I don't have a way to turn this thing around. So we're gonna have to do it in a weirdish way. Where I actually build the entire thing as an elevated rail system. So that's where this comes in. The offset elevated U-turn right here is going to be very clutch. Done. Now we turn this on and we let it eat. Give me a cliff explosive. Did I grab the wrong one? Or something? What in the... It has a ton of those. Oh, it's because it's over top the... Ooh, that's a problem that I did not foresee. Well... We're gonna have to sort something out there, Chief. Okay. Well, in that case, let me just run back over here real fast, and we'll make this work. Get this out of here. Okay, so let me just reach this all the way out there somewhere. Now, I don't know how I'm going to get it over there. There's going to be a lot of wiggling, but we're going to sort something out. Because I want this to be like a semi-permanent setup at least. So we'll go ahead and put that there. There we go. And then it can build all this stuff for us, which would be cool of it. Thanks for blowing that up for me. Now, can I get over there somehow? If I just do it like that, looks pretty decent. Something like that'll work. And then can I get this one to do something that's close by that? Double it up. Because I really need this to be like a double way system. Something like that. Well, it'll have to overlap just like a wee little bit in one spot. But that is what it is. So that right there, unfortunate, sucks, but that's how it has to be. So then this one is going to be... Oh, that is not ideal. I need to move this over a decent chunk. Oh, it keeps getting blasted here. Oh. Okay, there we go. So then get rid of those two. No, it's a little bit of a wiggly mess. A little bit of a wibbly wobbly. But if that's what it's got to be, so be it. So then this will be out. And this will be... Why can I not build this right here? Okay, I guess they just were feeling tired. So then we'll do that. Put that right there. Followed by this. Man, I'm really tired of this thing pinging me all the time because it's getting damaged constantly 24/7. I really wish I could just get some turrets up there, which I already have, but it has no bullets. Why does it have no bullets? It's jammed? Really? I need an anti-jam. Okay, put it up there. Then just toss it, boss. Get it out of here so we can actually get this thing running and it can start protecting itself constantly. Because I will not lie, that's pretty frustrating that this is not working at the moment. Okay, well at least now it is capable of defending itself. For the most part. Sort of. Okay, anyway. My dudes are out of power, which is why this is currently happening. By the way. Wait a minute. This is not correct. Ow! This is not correct at all. Ow! Run away! Give me my... Where are the lightning rods? Put it there. Okay, we're fine. That was what we call an ouchie. Just duck and cover here for a second. Okay. So then that's going to go down there, and I'm going to turn this into a double wide belt system right here. So once I recover from not being almost dead. Okay. Turn my dudes off so that I can actually run past this without them trying to build the whole thing. And once I get this in there, believe it or not, I'm actually going to have to dip because the stream's doing really bad at the moment. I'll have to stop and try again later, but we'll see how it goes. So this is going to need to be a circle-based intersection, or do I just want it to be 3 directions? No, circle-based so that I can drop trains on that later. So, get rid of all this, and I will let them do that. Okay. Then I need to get my elevated circular intersection blueprint, which is right here. And I'm fairly certain if I scoot this down just a little bit, I can get that to fit right there. Perfect. Now that's what we're talking about. So then get rid of this. Got it. That'll work. And then I'm just going to tell these to go away. And I'll just have it continue down from... actually, let him deconstruct that. That's part of the reason why I didn't want to bother having him build it and waste all my juice. Okay. Scoop that up. Go straight down into there if you would. And can you do the same thing? Unfortunate that that has to overlap like that. But that is what it is. So... this top is right, bottom is left. Go ahead and let him eat. There we go. Well, at least we have that going for us now. Oof. Okay. So we got that going for me. Let me go hide here real quick. So now, this is functional. Oh, not quite. I need to hook up those two on the sides. Because I am actually going to leave those as singles for now, for the other bits of it up there, until I can actually get ways to get across that effectively. Otherwise, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But I will try to do that at least, and then bend it over. And the reason for that is because if I just go straight into this mess, something's goofy. There we go. Okay, let him go ahead and construct this so that the rail signals actually make sense. I gotta make sure I actually get the rail signals right on this the first time. Top is right, bottom is left, right? Yes. Okay, top is right, bottom is left. That's all we gotta remember. Now, this one down here, I'm gonna do basically the same thing. Just go to that. And that basically gives my train some place to sit while they're waiting on everybody else. Done. That gives them like a little pocket. If you look at the different colors there, it'll tell you like where the rail signals are and whatnot. So the pink's one section, blues the next section. These two blues are not the same thing because they're not connected. And there's a pink, and you see the idea. All the different colors are different sections with which the trains can reside in that are controlled by the rail signals. So if you go up in there and like say I split this one at the top, if I can get there, give me a second. I go up here and I grab a rail signal and I do this. You notice how these are both still blue, right? But you notice how there's this like terminating line right here at the end of it. That shows you that that's where that section ends. And what's really cool is if you look real close, it'll actually tell you which direction it's going with the two little arrows there, which is a really nice system. So at least you can tell which way everything's headed. So right now I'm out of rails. And this guy's going to get obliterated, so I'm just going to pick that up and put it... Oh. Is it really? No way. Dude, there happens to be one... I thought that was a cloud. Oh. Well, alright then. I guess I'll just deconstruct all this. And we can make something work. Oh, I already have some of those. I thought I didn't have any of them at first. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and start scooping this up manually, because I thought the whole thing fit right there, but it doesn't. One of the supporting poles happened to be on the heavy bit. So now I have to go over here and scoop all this up. Give me that. So, I need this intersection. It's basically what I'm going to have to base the entire thing around. So... we get down here to do this. Once we get this built, we should be ready to roll here. Ready to rock and roll, actually. Or no, this thing... that's right. This thing doesn't like classic rock, because it never jams. That's right. Anyway. Let me just go up here and get that stupid blueprint back out so I can build it again. There it is. So that's where this is going to go. Right? It needs to line up with that. Yes. Is there not any spot in this vertical line right here that I can possibly fit all these? Are you for real? Dude, I'm going to have to move that all the way down to here to get it to fit. So be it. So be it. Get rid of this anyway. Oh, the struggles of not having enough power production when you're on your own personal equipment, so you can't go fast. I feel poor. Okay, so let me get this down to there somehow. That'll work. Good enough. And I guess that is going to use the exact same lines. If it's going to be like that, I'll just hook it up to right there. Then top is right, bottom is left, if I recall correctly. So... there we go. Top is right, bottom is left. Wait. Yeah, top is right, bottom is left. We're good. Let's go ahead and get this. Can I, like, build this, please? This is always really tricky to do when you're basing this off a blueprint, because you screw it up really easy. Perfect. I don't have my mute button again. I gotta go back in there and fix that, but luckily I have managed to hold that one in so I didn't blow your ears out. If I'm gonna have to do this though, I'm at least gonna make this double. Up until, I wasn't gonna do this soon, but I'm just gonna do it now. It is what it is. Do it until I get up to, like, right there. And then top is right, bottom. So right is down, left is up. So then left, hold on, get this out of here. Left is up, right is down. I don't know why that one is so backwards, but it really is. It's really trying to be backwards. So this should now theoretically be able to get to there. Yes. Okay, it is. And it'll... Ooh. There's no way... Ooh. That was built for double-sided trains. This is a one-way line now. So how am I going to get from, say, right there to there, boss? All right, do that. Do that right there. Perfect. Life is good. Still within the reach of all that, too, somehow. So, not that I really need to be. All right, well, I'll build that. And in the meantime, I'm just going to sit here and charge up some stuff. Let my dudes fix up some power here while I'm not going to be in the blast zone. So this guy is now hanging out here. It is, in fact, gaining bullets, but it is a very slow process, it seems, on this particular planet. So it was a good call to let this thing actually have to sit here for this long. Now, I am just going to let it sit here. No, that's not built yet. This guy, on the other hand, it is actually getting bullets in it. It's taking its sweet time, but I think it will eventually get to the point that it is defendable. That'd be nice. I think its main problem at this particular juncture... Why is this thing not running, actually? What gives? Oh, it just happens to be lined up to where all these are... Are you for real? Wow. So I need a dump belt here as well. Is that what you're telling me? Just to throw this away so that the stupid thing can... Okay, well, so be it. It destroyed my one grabber. That blows. Oh, I have another one. Okay. I was going to say, I was about to be mad. Output priority left. Everything else, you know what, pal? It could just go away. Throw it away. I don't care. Just get rid of it. Very nice. The problem is this is also going to trash my asteroids, but that is what it is. I don't know what else to do there. At least this will get it running for now. But then, how am I going to get... I have an idea. It's going to involve removing one of these. So, maybe two, actually. Output priority right is going to be iron ore. And everything else would just be output priority left. To dump this straight back onto the bus, like so. And I don't know why there are bullets here to begin with, so scoop those up. And that'll put all these down here to the left priority, and if it starts jamming up again, then it'll still trash everything, and it'll be just fine. But that way it actually starts using this whole thing again. Alternatively, why would I do it like that when I could just do it like this? Oh, because that's... Well, that is unfortunate. So if I pick this up, just to clarify here. If I put this down like so, and I output priority left only the iron ore, then that will allow all this other stuff to be put into the top. Correct? And then all the other iron bits will just get trashed as necessary. Okay. I mean, I'm pretty down with that. It seems like it's going to work. Yeah, because then it can't possibly jam. It'll just start throwing away everything. I think. Perfect. Now, if I could just get this to like actually defend itself, we would be okay. So now let me go over here and check what's up with... Do I actually have gun turrets and stuff being made on this planet, or am I going to have to mail order those? Because I really don't want to mail order those right now. Yeah, that's going to be a mail order job right there, pal. Unless I can figure out a way to cram it into, like, right here somewhere. That'd be nice. Totally fine with doing that. Just to get this thing to where it's functional, I'll be happy to mess with this. Who would have thought I'd ever been making gun turrets on Fulgora where there are no natural enemies? But that is what it is. Okay. And it'll start requesting those goodies, which it should have a lot of, and maybe it'll fix itself. Anyway, now we might have a little bit of power. So let me go ahead and crank those out. And then I should be good. We should be good. Just as soon as I get that in there. So I am going to have to just, like... Dude, come on. Are you for real? I'll do it myself then. If that's how it's going to be. Oh, it's for real. It can't possibly merge right there. I'm so tired of this thing getting whittled away. Come on, man. Are you for... You're telling me that's the only way? That mess is the only way I can connect to that. You've got to be joking. There's got to be an easier way to do this. Like, come on, man. Are you for real? Just there. Perfect. Now, isn't that better? Great. Wonderful. Whatever. So, the intersections aren't going to be the most efficient things in the world, but they are going to be functional. So at least we have that going for us. Now, ow. No. Please don't blast me again. I don't want to die. I'm just going to run over here and hide for a second. Oh. Even my poor robot got blasted. No, that's going to be the parking lot. I do have to make the U-turn for that, and that's going to suck. I don't know how that's going to fit anywhere because, you know, this is kind of a dead zone right there. So I'm going to have to, like, do a weird 90 or something just so that I can do a U-turn. Alternatively, I could just build it on that. Like, just, woo. I'll bet you I can. Let me go try it. That was a waste of a cliff explosives, and those things are really expensive for me right now, dude, and you know it. Anyway, let me get up here. Sort this out. Come on. I really wish I had better, like, I've got so many batteries, but these portable solar panels ain't cutting it with the two exo legs and everything. Life is pain at the moment on this one, is what it is. So this is just not going to go up right here, I think. I think what I'm going to try to do is make some kind of funky custom intersection right here that'll get this to work. So if I scoop all this back up, and I go in here and I grab my U-turn, offset U-turn, and then I just pop that down right wherever it fits, basically. Like right there, maybe? Then if I use... Which way does it need to leave? Okay, so it's going to come out that way. Is there a way I can get that in there? Oh, it's a mess. It's a hot mess if I try to do that. Well, boss, okay. Forget I asked about that. Let me see if I can... It's possible. I can totally squeeze it in here if I can... I just need to get that in there somehow. How am I going to do that? Okay, so... How am I going to get that in there? What if I did it off of that? Like if I... Like if I did this, but then it doesn't fit. So it's got to be like... That, maybe? So that's going to come up through... Perfect. That's what we'll do.